Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Cutler here, the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube channel, the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club. And let me just say Happy New Year. This is the first time we've met in 2023, and I'm thankful to be here. I'm glad to have made it over into another year. What about you? I hope that you had a tremendous holiday and tremendous holidays. So it's just good to be here, and it's good to see so many of you. So again, Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for your support and all of that in the past years and in the past months, the past weeks, and the past days. I want to say thank you. I think the success, whatever success this platform has achieved, is certainly attributable to you all. So I want to say thank you so much for that. Again, I'm just thankful to be here, thankful to have another opportunity to spend 1,800 seconds with you all on these Tuesdays and Thursdays, and thankful to be able to invite people to come on and let's talk to Cutler and to share these moments where we really are trying to help save people's lives. And that is the truth. But please make sure that you share this channel and tell people that this channel is about inspiration. It's about motivation. It's about challenging ourselves to show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. All of these things, I think that you all know my mantra by now. It's about making sure that I've done what I can do to make sure that I've shown up a little bit better today than I did yesterday. And it does not mean that there was any moment that was a failure. Does not mean that there was any moment that was a flop. It means that we are deliberate and we are intentional about seeing what can we do to present ourselves as our best selves, even in the worst of situations. So again, thank you all so much for that. I've been energized, I've been encouraged, I've been motivated by your presence, by your emails, by your comments, and by all of those things throughout the year. So allow me to say thank you. And let's just remind people, listen, if you haven't done so, just go ahead and subscribe. And once you subscribe, hit that notification bell, because the notification bell lets you know whenever I've gone live, whenever I've uploaded new content, and whenever I just pop up, when I just randomly show up. I'm going to be intentional about doing a little bit more of that this year. Let me just invite you to come on over to the chat room so I can see who's chatting with me, who's speaking with me, who's conversing with me, who's participating in the conversation with me, who's doing all of those things, who's celebrating the new year with me, and who wants to talk about how to move beyond the past with me. So this is going to be my orientation into the new year. You all know by profession I am an educator. I've been an educator for, oh, good Lord, over 35, 36, 37 years now. But that's just this will be my orientation message for the new year. So again, Happy New Year to so many of you. Happy New Year to everybody who's going to catch the replay. This is just, you can probably tell, this is a jovial, upbeat, and happy moment for me. I'm glad. I don't know about you all, but I'm glad to be here. I actually know of people who did not make it into the new year. And then there was some who made it into the new year and their time here on earth expired. I know a friend of mine who has a brother who happened to be in another time zone, and the time zone was ahead of us, and he made it into the new year in the new time zone. But had he been here in the contiguous United States, he would not have made it into the new year. But he was in another country that celebrated, maybe I think they were 12 hours ahead of us. So he made it into the new year, and his time here on earth expired. So I'm thankful to be here. People always say to me, according to your faith, there's a place that's better than here. So why are you always so thankful to be here? I'm thankful that I get a chance to participate in this creation. I'm thankful that I get another chance to link up and hold hands with my brothers and my sisters and encourage somebody. I'm thankful that I get a chance to do all of that. That I get a chance to be another source of hope and love and peace for somebody. We ought to be thankful for those sorts of things. So I'm not going to get caught up on being thankful, because I want to talk to us as we go into this new year. I mentioned to someone, I think I just posted on one of my social media platforms, you all, that I'm not going to work on just an annual resolution, but I'm going to work on daily meditations. I'm going to work on daily moments. I'm going to work on daily thoughts. So I'm not going to relegate myself to one annual resolution, but there are things that I'm going to do daily. I'm going to be intentional daily about becoming better. I'm going to be intentional about daily trying to do the best I can. I'm going to be intentional about daily trying to be the best person and live the best life. I'm going to make daily efforts to do the things that I do. How about you all? So let me just see who's in the chat, because a lot of you all are here. Please go ahead and do a thumbs up, because we're going to talk about how to move beyond the past. We're going to talk about some of the things that we're trying to leave behind, some of the people we're trying to leave behind, and all of those sorts of things. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But I've got to see who managed to get. That's right. T Color, I'm telling you, daily efforts. I'm not just, because if you put an annual resolution out there, you feel like it becomes this big thing that you have to try to work on over the course of 365 days. But if we make a daily effort at doing something, daily, I'm going to become better. Daily, I'm going to see myself victoriously. Daily, I'm going to see myself strong. Daily, I'm going to see myself successful. Daily, I'm going to meditate. Daily, I'm going to treat people right. Daily, I'm going to show up my best self, even in the worst of situations. Just make daily efforts. Don't try to make this huge, unattainable annual resolution. Set small goals where you can really look back and celebrate. And we've talked about that before on this platform. Set a goal that is realistic enough that you can look back and you can give yourself something to celebrate every single day. I think I've talked about it before. I might need to dust it off and talk about it again. Set a goal so that you can throw a party for yourself at the end of every single day. I'm going to have to talk about that because that just hit me. Set a goal so that you can throw a party for yourself and celebrate yourself at the end of every single day. Don't let 24 hours of every day be a bad 24 hours for you. Do something so that you can celebrate yourself every day. That's how we're going to make it through this year. I think I talked at the end of last year about extending yourself grace, the same way that we believe the Creator has extended grace to us and we sometimes extend it to other people. Learn how to extend yourself the same grace that you wish that you sometimes extend to others. Sometimes we extend to others the grace that we don't even give ourselves. I can't get stuck on that tonight, but I hope that is helping somebody. Learn to extend the grace to yourself that you give to other people. I'm going to keep on going because I could stay there. I really, really could stay there. We sometimes treat other people better than we treat ourselves. And I get it. I get the whole golden rule. Treat others as you would have them do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Sometimes we do unto others better than we even do unto ourselves. But we're going to move beyond that because we're going to talk about how to move beyond the past. And that's what we're going to talk about this year. I am running some things by my producers that you guys don't see so very much these days because we're doing some things behind the scenes. And I want to offer some new and dynamic things for us on this platform this year, and I'll talk about those a little later. But before I do, let me just see who's over. Let me put my glasses on and see who's over here in this chat with me. Again, if you haven't done a thumbs up on the conversation, please go ahead and do so because we're going to talk about how to move beyond the past. And that is my Happy New Year message. Let's see who's over here in the chat with me early. T. Cutler, Happy New Year to the LTTC family. Marissa, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. Annie Cutler, that's right. We're doing it all. We're doing all that. So glad to see so many of you. And I wanted in this first message of the year to just talk about and speak to those of us who sometimes set goals and sometimes we make resolutions and we look at the year that has gone by and we're still trying to learn from some of the not so good moments that we had, and we're still trying to learn from even some of the moments that we cherish. We're still trying to learn and trying to figure out, what do I leave behind? What do I take with me? Because if the truth be told, as we are living life, we go through emotional pain, we go through mental pain, we go through psychological pain. And if we hold on to all of that, you all, if we hold on to that and sometimes don't let it go, it can prevent us from healing, it can prevent us from growing. And you'll never, this is what I've discovered, you will never be able to move forward and truly say hello to your future until you sometimes learn how to say goodbye to your past. I'm probably talking to myself. I feel like a preacher who wants to say, I think I'm talking real good, but that is true, you all. Sometimes you'll never be able to move forward and say hello to your promising future, to your winning future, to your successful future, to your victorious future. You will never be able to say hello to that bright future until you can sometimes learn how to say goodbye to your past. And it doesn't mean that the past was bad. But there is something unique about the past until you can never recreate it. How many of us have ever tried to recreate the past moments and past situations and past circumstances, and we've tried to recreate those moments. But there's something so unique about the past. You can't recreate it. You can stage it, and you can try to recapture the moment. But guess what? You always know that that's not the original moment. So what do? We cherish it. Cherish those wonderful moments in the past. And even if it's a moment that you really can't cherish because it was not so good, Cutler, what do I do with that? Even if you can't cherish the moment, you strive to learn from it. Every moment that you experience, you either cherish it and or you strive to learn from it. And that's a challenge for some of us. I just need to say that. It is a challenge because some of those moments are so bad we don't even want to remember. But as the saying goes, hindsight is 2020. We're able to look back at it after we've gotten through it. And then we can strive to learn from it. What is it that I should have learned or that I could have learned now that I'm through it? I don't know about you all, but I had some moments last year, and I found myself, speaking of either you're going to cherish it or you're going to strive to learn from it. I had some moments last year, and I found myself saying, you know what? Those were good times. Those were good times, but that was the end of an era. Not an error as in a mistake, not the end of an error, but for all of those wonderful moments, for those bright moments, for those blissful moments, uh, 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 for those organic moments, and for those serendipitous moments, for all of those moments, they were wonderful moments. What I had to say was that was the end of a fantastic era. And guess what I did, you all? I counted my blessings for having experienced those moments. That's right, Jay Song, for you learn from the moments of your past. We've got to learn from those moments. Don't despise all of them. Strive to learn from them. And again, that's sometimes easier said than done, especially when you're going through it. But when you get on the other side of it, look back and say, what could I have learned? What is it that I might now know that I didn't know? But get through those moments, and the good moments, learn to cherish them. Know that sometimes it's just the end of an era and you have to keep on going. And sometimes Cutler has said, you know what? Let me just count my blessings for having experienced those moments. I can't recapture it because it was the past. And each moment is like a Van Gogh or a Monet. It is unique. It is one of a kind. And for those not so blissful moments, I had to say to myself, some of those moments that I experienced, I just had to say, thank God it's over. I didn't want to relive them, didn't want to recapture them. Some I didn't even say that's the end of an era. Some I said, thank God it's over. And may I be honest, you all, not only did I say that about some moments, you all not going to like me when I say this. Not only I have to say that about some moments, but I have to be transparent, but I had to say that about some people. In the words of one of my cousins, we were chatting today. When you cost me my peace and my happiness, I have to realize that you are too expensive for me to carry. When you cost me my peace and you cost me my happiness, you are way too expensive for me to carry. And my cousin said to me, sometimes you have to unfriend people in real life and not just on social media. I hope I'm helping save somebody's life. And I really mean that. I mean that with my whole heart. Cutler, that sounds harsh, that sounds mean, but your happiness and your peace of mind is too costly, it's too valuable. As a matter of fact, it is so valuable until it's invaluable. You cannot put a price on it. Peace of mind and happiness you can never pay for. You can buy things that will give you contentment and happiness, but the whole peace of mind thing, and people try to put you in situations to compromise that, they're costing too much. And it is a hard decision. Sometimes you have got to unfriend people in real life and not just on social media, because we go to social media and we play with folk. We unfriend them today. We send them a new friend request tomorrow. We unfollow them today, and next week we're catching up on all of the latest. But there are some things, you all, that we just need. I only have 1,800 seconds with us tonight, as I often do. There are some things and some people that we just need to let go of. Especially as we go, didn't I tell you this is a new year, my new year message? As we go into this new year, there are some things and some people, some circumstances and some situations that we've just got to let go of and learn the lesson that life was trying to teach us. Some of the things we need to let go of, I'll tell you what they are. Certainly, I'll share you what they may be from my perspective. One of the things that we need to let go of is comparing yourself to other people. Let go of that. As you go into this new year, stop comparing yourself to other people, whether you know them, whether you don't know them, because their shoes don't fit your feet. You might wear the same size, but their shoes don't comfortably fit your feet the way they fit theirs. Stop comparing yourself to other people. I'm just talking about some of the things that we need to let go of as we move into the new year. This is a year. Somebody asked me the last time we spoke, what is going to be the theme? And I had never thought about the theme because we've been doing this for going on 3 years. But I'm telling you, one of the things that we need to do is extend ourselves some grace. Stop comparing yourself to other people, whether you know them or not. Secondly, stop pushing yourself over your limits. You know how much you can take. You know how far you can go. Don't let other people push you, and don't push yourself beyond your limit. Push yourself into a space of better, absolutely, but don't push yourself beyond your limits. And guess what? As you grow, as you go, as you become dynamic, as you expand, your limits may increase and change, but don't push yourself over your limit. Let that go. What else do we need to let go, Cutler? Overthinking. We overprocess, we overthink, we get paralyzed in analyzing the things that we do, the things that we go through, the things that we experience. Let go of overthinking. Yes, process it, rationalize it, but stop overthinking. Let that go. And you see, I'm not talking about anybody else right now. I'm talking about things that we can do for ourselves. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop pushing yourself over your limits. Stop overthinking. And for goodness sake, and your sake, stop self-doubting. Just stop it. Stop self-doubting. We believe so much in other people sometimes, and we believe so little in ourselves. Stop self-doubting. Just as sure as you think the worst can happen, you have to believe that the best can also happen. We'll believe the best for everybody else and believe the worst for ourselves. Not this year. I believe the best for me. I expect the best for me. I'm looking for the best for me. Yes, I'm preparing for so many other things, but I'm hoping, believing, and trusting the best for me. So stop self-doubting and stop saying yes to everything and everybody. That really goes with not pushing yourself over your limits. Stop saying yes to everything and everybody. I discovered a couple years ago the power of no. And I masterfully executed the communication of no. I learned the power of no. And I masterfully executed the communication of no. Stop saying yes to everything and everybody. You all talk to me in the chat for just a moment. Did any of you say yes in 2022 and you regretted saying yes because you were tired, you were worn out, and you were fatigued by the time you tried to keep your promise of yes? Am I talking to anybody in the chat this evening? You said yes and you did it, but it wore you out. It almost took you under. You were exhausted and you really regretted saying yes. Am I alone? You all talk to me this evening. So you've got to give up. You've got to give up saying yes to everything and yes to everybody. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, Sylvia. You all did. Thank you for letting me know that I'm not alone. Said yes to everything and everybody. And you were tired. You were exhausted. You were beat. You were done by the time. And you did it, but you regretted having said yes because it cost you so much physically. It cost you so much emotionally. So you have to believe. So you've got to believe, Jason. So you've got to believe the best for you this year. That's right. Stop self-doubting and believe the best for you this year. Cutler, what else do we need to give up? You need to give up not striking a balance between work and life. Those of us who are not blessed enough and fortunate enough at this point to be fully retired, learn how. Sometimes we don't know how to strike a balance between work and life. We bring work home. We dream of work. We think of work, and we don't know how. We have not yet learned how to strike the balance between work and life. But there's something called work-life balance. I used to tell my staff, you don't see a blanket and a pillow in my office because I'm learning to strike a balance. And I was a workaholic. But I'm learning to strike a work-life balance. One of the things you've got to let go of is not striking a balance between work and life. I feel you. Yeah, I said yes, but it frustrated me. And guess what, you all? Nobody made us say yes to all of those things. We felt an obligation. We felt the commitment. We felt the psychological pressure. We felt like we were roped into saying yes. We felt bad for wanting to say no. Not this year. Not this year. You all learn how to master the communication of no. Learn how to master the communication of no, and this will be a better year for it, and you will be better for it. I promise you. But a lot of times, so many of us, in terms of this whole notion of how to move beyond the past, a lot of us just don't know how to let go of the past. Now, I told you some of the things that we need to let go of, but sometimes we struggle with letting things go. We struggle with letting people go. We struggle with moving beyond circumstances and situations. We struggle with all of that. So may I offer a few helpful hints to help us with that? Especially when we feel like we're stuck. Here's one of the things that I want to, and I may have to extend this conversation, this happy new year message of how to move beyond the past. I may have to extend it, you all. But one of the things that I want us to learn how to do in terms of moving beyond the past is this, especially when we feel stuck. This year, here's what I want us to do. I want us to learn how to have a positive, what I call fallback message for those challenging times when you feel stuck. I don't want us to be so disillusioned until we think that this year is going to be howdy, and, and wonderful and blissful, and we aren't going to have any challenging moments. I don't want us to be that disillusioned. I want us to know that life comes with peaks and valleys and ups and downs and ins and outs and roundabouts and smooth rides and potholes as well. I want us to know that life comes with a straight and direct path, and sometimes it comes with detours. I want us to know that life comes with the stripes and the dots and the specks. And sometimes it comes with a clean, smooth slate. But it is a mixture, it is a conglomerate of things. And I want us to realize that. I want us to realize that trouble will come and problems will show up. And so it's not necessarily going to be a smooth ride, but in preparing for those moments, let's have what I call a fallback message for those challenging moments when you sometimes feel stuck and you almost feel defeated. And when those painful moments come. Because what I understand and what I know is this: how you talk to yourself can either move you forward or keep you stuck. How do you deal with feeling bad for wanting to say no to our friends and those who have said yes to us? Many times, thank you, Jay Song, for you. His question is, how do you deal with feeling bad for wanting to say no, particularly to our friends and those who have said yes to us? I think the nature of friendship, thank you, amazing question. And y'all please feel free to put those kinds of questions in the chat, because it makes us have a dynamic conversation. One of the ways you deal with feeling bad is to realize that my friendship comes with so many yeses. And it is the nature of friendship to know. Friendship respects no. I need to say that again. Friendship, I'm not talking about an acquaintanceship. I'm not talking about an affiliationship. I'm not talking about a casual ship. I'm not talking about a situationship. I'm talking about friendship. Friendship respects and understands no. Because friendship does not keep up with the number of times you said yes to me and how many times I said no to you. Let's talk about friendship. Friendship doesn't keep scores with how many times I called you versus how many times you didn't call me. Friendship doesn't do that. Friendship does not say, you know what, when we hang out, we split the tab, or I pick up the tab this time and you picked up the tab next time. But you know, the last time I picked up the tab was 20, what was $200. When you picked up the tab, it's only 125. Friendship doesn't do that. Friendship respects no. And so we've got to learn that when it's about friendship, I don't need to feel bad, because friendship allows me to be honest and transparent and truthful about my experience. And my experience this moment tells me that I don't need to say, it's not good for me to say yes. But it is advantageous for me to say no. It is advantageous for me so that I can continue to showing up my best self in this friendship. And so that's how you deal with feeling bad. If I'm going to continue this friendship and be able to show up my best self, you need to give me space for this no, this moment. So stop feeling bad, because the no allows you later on to show up as the best friend that you can show up as, even in the worst of situations. So we need to give ourselves permission to work on ourselves behind the scenes. I always want to be the best friend that I can be. So that sometimes means I got to say no in this moment. I've said no to some of my friends. I think they respected it. I think they accepted it. And it may have been a bitter pill for them to swallow at the moment, but they dealt with it. And guess what? The friendship continued, the friendship ensued. So that is how you deal with feeling bad for wanting to say no to our friends and those who have said yes to us. Friendship respects no and does not keep tabs. It does not keep scores, but you deal with feeling bad by realizing, you know what, I need to show up my best self I need to show up as the best friend that I can. And needing to show up as the best friend that I can means that I need to say no right now. Because if I say yes, I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be exhausted, and you're not going to get the best friend out of me. Thank you for that question. I hope it helped. I hope my response helped. All right. Thank you for that. But let's learn. If we're going to move beyond the past, let's learn. I know I'm going to have to come back and complete these, but so I hope, Jason, for you that answered your question. But I want to stay right here for just a moment, then I'll slide off of here, as I sometimes say. This year, CC Edwards, you're right. That's how you know who your true friends are. They don't keep tabs. They don't keep score. It is the intimacy of relationship. It is the intimacy of friendship. And that's not either sexual or sensual, but it is the intertwining of our relationship that I don't keep score. I don't keep tabs. Tina, I thought it may have been you. Happy New Year to you, my friend. But it is the intimacy of relationship and a friendship that does not keep tab, that does not keep score. But rather it says, this is what my friend needs to do. And I have to respect it. So as you're going through 2023 and you're preparing for what you know will be some challenging moments, why don't you develop a positive mantra during a positive moment so that you can be prepared for those painful moments and for those challenging moments? Because how you talk to yourself can either, as I was saying, it can either move you forward or keep you stuck. And remember this, you all, it's about perspective. And you need to develop a positive message while you're feeling positive, because when you're feeling negative, you can become a prisoner of your emotions. I hope I'm talking good to somebody. Don't wait until you find yourself in a negative situation or a challenging situation to try to speak to yourself, because what happens is when you're feeling negative, you become a prisoner of your emotion. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling discouraged. I'm feeling doubtful. I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling pressure. I'm feeling afraid. You become a prisoner of your emotion and your feelings at the time. So develop a positive mantra while you're positive. Because when life happens to me, I got to get out of here, but let me just say this. When life happens to me, I tend to say things like this. I tend to say things like, you know what? I'm thankful for another opportunity to forge a new path. I could say, I can't believe this happened to me. I just can't believe it. I'm just feeling stuck. I can't believe this happened to me. In 2023, may I offer you all a page from my book. Instead of saying, I can't believe this happened to me, develop this mantra and rehearse it. Rehearse the lines that says this: I'm thankful for another opportunity to forge a new path. So that way, when the challenge comes, when the problem comes, when the disappointment comes, you're already prepared for it. I know you're coming challenge. I know you're coming problem. I know you're coming disappointment. But guess what? When you come, what I'm going to say to you is, I'm thankful for another opportunity to forge a new path. It's about perspective. And I challenge us. You all know I like to talk about either inspiration or motivation or challenge, because it is the challenge that pushes us into becoming better. And so I challenge us to develop a positive mantra while we're up and optimistic and feeling good. Because when those opposite moments come, be prepared for them. Build a positive mantra while you're up. One that says, I'm ready. Disappointment, you're coming. Discouragement, you're coming. Doubt, you're coming. Frustration, you're coming. Painful moments, you're coming. But guess what? Each time any of you come, I will say, I'm thankful for another opportunity to forge a new path. I'm going to talk more about this, how to move beyond the past, probably the next couple of times we talk, because I want us to do this. I'm not setting New Year resolutions. I'm working on daily goals, bit by bit. So at the end of each day, I have a win that I can celebrate. I'm not setting myself up for failure, but I'm learning. Haven't mastered it. And I know I'm sitting on this side of the camera, but may I suggest to you, I have not mastered how to move completely beyond the past, but I offer you a part of my experience and a part of what I've learned. And so I'm hoping that this is something that we can all do together. That's why I spend these 1,800 moments doing what I'm doing, because God knows I'm really trying to help save somebody else's life. I'm doing for other people what I wish someone would have done for me. Happy New Year, you all. Let's learn how to move beyond the past. We'll talk about this again. Yvonne Jones, you said, I'm thankful for another opportunity. Absolutely. I'm thankful when doubt comes, disappointment, discouragement. I'm thankful for another opportunity to forge a new path. Because from another perspective, I trust that all things are working together for my good. They don't always look good, feel good, or seem to offer good in the moment, but I trust that they're working together for my good. And therefore, I'm thankful for another opportunity to forge a new path. You all do me a favor. Invite a few other people to come on and let's talk to Cutler. Let's build this platform in 2023. You all help me. Help me save other lives, and let's build community. Let's maintain connectivity. Let's do what we do. Zara, absolutely, for my good, my friend. That's right. It works together for my good. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Please know that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. I want you all to know, I said this earlier, be prepared for some new things that this platform will offer this year. I'm still working on some of those things, and I'll let you all know what some of them are. I do have some goals, some desires, some hopes, and some ambitions, and I'll share those with you all as we move throughout the year. I'm thankful for our past together. I'm thankful for our present together, and I'm so looking forward to our future together. You all have a great evening. Know from my heart to yours that is and always will be so much love. Good evening, good night, everybody. I'll see you all next time. Bye.